Hey guys, today in Art Club with Miss Burford, we'll be creating a Van Gogh inspired snow globe picture. You will need a square sheet of black card, A4 white watercolour paper, something round to draw around, watercolours, some water for your watercolours, a paintbrush, although in this case I used a makeup brush as I didn't have a brush nearby, a black oil pastel, a pencil, and some coloured colouring pencils. The first thing you're going to do is draw around a dish or a pot, and this is going to be your sphere for your globe, and this is going to be drawn onto your watercolour paper. And under the circle that you've just drawn, I'm really sorry about the lighting, you can hardly see my circle, it's not in the usual place where I film. But you'll want to draw the base of your snow globe, so you'll just draw a line either side and then follow the curve of the ball. Next, in the circle at the top, you want to draw an arch, so like a rainbow shape that goes across about the bottom third of your circle, and this is going to be the base for where your town is going to sit on. So along this line you can add some houses, a school, churches, different buildings. If you want to, you can do a city scene. I just personally like more of a small village scene, it works really well. And you can add some paths in there as well, and some little bushes, just create a really nice snowy looking scene. You can either do this 2D or you can have a go at doing 1 point perspective. Both work really well, and it depends on what grade you're doing this with. I always like to include a church or a school at the centre of my picture, so you've got a real sense of community in your globe picture. Just really fill up your globe with the buildings, and you can really go to town with building snowmen. You could have a horse and sleigh. You can go full out Christmassy if you want to, but I'm doing this as a January and a February art lesson, so I just want it to be snowy and it can be put up without it being Christmassy. Any houses that you have on your picture or buildings that might have a chimney, this is a great chance to make this relate to Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night picture. We can add some swirls in the sky, so any smoke coming out your chimney, you can add some swirls and spirals, and it really makes it transition from just a normal picture to a Van Gogh inspired one. I tried to zoom in on this section to show you all the curves and the swirls that I mean. Within this bit you don't want to have any straight lines, you want to keep the flow going. You can also see that I added a crescent moon. You want to set this at night so that we can get the lovely dark watercolour sky. This bit is always the kids' favourite part. You can go to town on your colouring. You just want to colour in your buildings, and you may want to add some colour to your paths, but don't forget your ground is going to be covered in a layer of snow to try and keep your ground white. This is a really good part to practice shading and to make your globe look 3D. So you can use the base, just pick one solid colour and choose which direction the light is coming from. So the light for me is coming from the left hand side, so the right side is going to be darker and the left side on the far bit is going to be darker, and then you'll see that I go from dark to light and I'll leave one section completely white. To get the different shades of your colour, press really hard to make it darker on the outside, and then take the pressure off a little bit as you come in and take the pressure off again. And like I say, leave a white section, and then you're going to do the same from the other side. I did also forget to mention, don't colour in your sky. We're going to use watercolour to add the colour here, but to make the watercolour resist any details, you're going to use your black oil pastel to go round the outline of your buildings and to go around the outline of your moon, stars and your spirals in the sky. You can go around every single detail of your image if you'd like to, but because oil pastels are quite thick, I tend to just go around the edges of buildings rather than going around window frames and doors. this is the point where we can focus on our sky. When that's all done, add some water to your sky. So you just want to fill in the sky with water. Try to avoid your areas where you're having smoke coming out of chimneys and your moon and stars. Again, I apologise, I didn't have a paintbrush available with me. I only had my makeup brush, and it worked quite well in all fairness, but if you've got a smaller brush that you can add detail with, it's much easier. So just using your watercolours, you're going to focus on your blues and your purples. If you want to, you can add a bit of green, but blues and purples work really well for mixing together and just going around your sky, but avoiding your chimney smoke. Don't forget, smoke is white or grey. I couldn't think of the word. Whilst our sky is drying, we can focus on other parts of our picture for now. So at the beginning, I actually snipped off a bit of the watercolour paper, and I'm using this now to chop up into little pieces. They're very tiny little squares, probably not even squares, sorry, rectangles. They're probably 3mm by about 5mm in size. You just need them small. Add some glue to the bottom part of your circle, so the inside of your globe, and then you're just going to stick on these little pieces of paper one by one. All of these pieces of paper are going to sit at the bottom of your circle so that it looks like you've shaken your snow globe and they've all settled to the bottom. Now we can cover the back of our snow globe in glue and stick it to our black sheet of card, and you are done! If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more art lessons like this every week and other art related content every now and then. See you next week for more Art Club with Miss Burford.